wheel, got the engine on the run. Songs, he's got the playlist, singing out loud. Another open road, another brand new town. From the mountains high to the oceans deep, they're living the dream, they ain't losing sleep. With a passport full and a tank of gas, they ain't slowing down, they ain't looking back. They fly through the skies, chasing the breeze. Roll down the road, feeling so free. Ride the waves where the sunsets go. Forever Huffs living, wherever they go. Cruising down the coastline, drinking their hands, dancing on the deck to a steel drum band. Larry's cracking jokes, making new best friends. Saucy snapping pictures, cause the fun won't end. From the northern lights to the streets of Rome, everywhere they go they make it their home. With the world so big and their hearts so wide, they'll keep on moving till the end of the ride. They fly through the skies, chasing the breeze. Roll down the road, feeling so free. Ride the waves where the sunsets go. Forever Huffs living, wherever they go. No map, no plan, just a ticket in hand. They'll follow the stars and the golden sand. Every new town, another great story. Living this life in all of its glory. They fly through the skies, chasing the breeze. Roll down the road, feeling so free. Ride the waves where the sunsets go. Forever Huffs living, wherever they go. So if you see them on by, give them a wave. They're choosing adventure, they're feeling brave. Larry and Saucy, hearts open wide. Forever Huffs living, enjoying the ride.
Well, what's happening?
Orphan Kitty.
Orphan Kitty's in here. I'm gonna tell you, Miss PJ was first. Miss PJ was in here first, and then somebody over in Belgium was second. I don't even have to call his name. Hey, Miss Wednesday. Yeah, Heroes was second. He said he was ready to hear somebody talking. He said his nurses have gone for the day, and it's done gotten quiet, and he wanted to hear somebody talking. So Heroes, hey, we are Coop. Talking. Hey, Mama Coop, what's happening? All right, I think I've got everything set right. So somebody give me a thumbs up or tell me or something that y'all can hear the audio okay. I'm pretty sure it's set right. My little green thing is bouncing. We're good Wednesday.
It's nap time. I should have took a nap.
Y'all hear us okay? I'm going to ask again until somebody tells me something. Of course, I guess by now somebody will be saying, we can't hear you.
All you got to do is turn it on here.
I suppose I could turn it on one of our devices. Okay, Mama Coop says we're good. All right, Mama Coop, I haven't looked at your numbers lately. I see your posts you're putting out, your shorts and stuff about your chickens and rooster and all that good stuff. So I need to go look at your numbers, see how you're doing. You were getting subscribers pretty good, 500-600. Yeah. We're still sitting at 9 something. Hey, Mr. Coop, what's happening? So we've been discussing.
Yeah.
Didn't we discuss a little bit? So to try to get somewhat regular on our channel, I think what we're going to do, and we just throw that flash, news flash, breaking news. We're going to do a live once a week. We're going to do it on Thursday about 6:00 Central Time. See my lips moving. Well, yeah, they're moving. They do that when I talk. So yeah, we think to try to keep things consistent, because up to this point, we just kind of been doing it whenever. But I think we're going to try to get on a schedule and speed up chat. I don't know how to speed the chat up. So we're thinking every Thursday around 6 o'clock in the afternoon Central Time, we're going to do a live. Now I'll still put videos, during the week and shorts, and we'll have our bird feeder in the mornings. But I did listen to the geocache song. That was pretty cool. They geocache.
Who does?
Coop.
Coop.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Coop and them geocache. They said they've been doing it a long time. I told them we have found geocaches all over the world and had fun doing it. A friend of mine got me into that. We served together in the military, and he's not with us anymore. He had a bad car wreck and died.
He was on a motorcycle.
No, it was the one that was in his little pickup truck.
Oh, that's right.
And hit an 18-wheeler, ran into the back of an 18-wheeler. Traffic was stopped. It was on the interstate. I don't know what happened, but anyway, he ran into the back of an 18-wheeler and it killed him. But anyhow, every time I go geocaching, I can't help but think about it. He's the one that kind of got me into it. So
we found one at a castle, a geocache.
yeah, we found a geocache at a castle in Italy. I found one in Russia.
We found one in Belize.
Cozumel, all down through there. Several states. I'd like to find one in every state, but I don't know if we'll make it to every state. I don't know that I want to go to every state. Some states I don't even care to go to. Chris, we hope you're doing good, man. Yeah, keep us all up to date how you're doing. I know you said your nurse has left for the day and it's kind of quiet and you was ready to hear some people talking and laughing and carrying on. So here we are. I don't know what your other two wishes were, but you got the first one. Y'all need to get you some coffee. I'm almost out.
Because you only fix a half cup.
I know it. Used to, most of the caches were green. Now most all of them.
Yeah, you have to pay to do them.
Yeah, it's two sides to it, right? You got the pay side and you've got the free side. And, we've always done for the most part, we've done the free side. We did do the pay side one year. We bought it for you, didn't we? We put it on her phone. So there was no reason to put it on both accounts. So we put it on her phone and it opened up some more to us. But, I'm okay with the free side.
You are right. They're way more out there. You have to pay for to find.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about that, let me see if I can find something on.
You don't want
what?
You don't want to know what my 2 and 3 is. LOL. Ask Mr. Coop. Wishes.
Ask me. Hey, I don't know if I'm even going to get into that.
Oh.
Thank you. Let's see. Let me show some images. All right. So since we're talking about geocaching, but I don't really care about the logging the 1 or 2 or, whatever. I'm not that into it. I like doing it, but I'm not worried about logging. You know what I mean? Yeah, if we're doing one that's on the pay side and we go find it and she can log it on hers and I can't log it on mine, I really don't care. For me, the fun is just finding it.
Well, we have found some micros and just left it.
Yeah, the micros, I don't even try to sign the paper
they're so tiny.
Or anything like that. So anyway, I was going to kind of show some geocache. So those of you that don't geocache, let me explain the game. It's little
treasure
things
hunt.
like this, kind of like a treasure hunt. And it's geocache.com. And when you go there, it's free to start you an account. And it'll give you a map and it'll show you all the geocaches near you. and you use that map like GPS, and you go to it, and then it's hidden. And, it might be hidden in a log. It might be hidden up under a brick. It
Yes.
might, it could be just about anywhere.
They're all over the world.
Yeah, they're all over the place. You go look at that map, man, it's just full of them. A lot of people play the game. So, I'm looking here. This is I'm using my little pointer to circle. There's a little container.
That one right there.
And then here's another one. You can see it's in a jar. You can make anything a geocache. This looks like a little peanut jar or something, or a jelly jar. And you can put little trinkets in it. They got trackables you can do that, you can track where they go, all that kind of stuff. And then you try to keep people that don't play the game. You kind of want to keep them from seeing what you're doing, because they might see that you're fooling with something. And after you leave, they'll go, fool with it. And they think it's garbage or whatever. They might throw it away. And then that messes up the game.
See what this little boy's doing right here.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, here's a little fella. Look, they got one hidden in a bird nest, in a bird house.
It's a fake bird house.
Yeah.
You had a fake bird house.
I had a fake bird house one time that I had one in. But some of these, I was going to show a small one. Here's a small one. There's a small one there.
That's still large. Some of them are even.
Yeah, that's still big. Some of them
Oh,
are.
see, that's a sprinkler.
Yeah.
It looks like a sprinkler. It's not really.
So some of them are a little bitty, but it'll tell you in the, that's right, Muggles. It'll tell you in the description how big it is or how small it is or all that. So maybe even give you a hint as to where it's at. So the fun is finding it. And normally they have a piece of paper in there that you can go sign your name or your username for the game and what date you found it and all that stuff. And then you go to your account on the website and you mark that you found it. Or if you couldn't find it, you might put that on there too. And it lets people know that it's there or not there. But yeah, and Mr. Coop said something about the Muggles, and
Karen.
Hey Karen, the young folks know what Muggles are, but I had to learn.
Well, that's something with Harry Potter, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch Harry Potter, so I didn't.
Yeah, so the people on Harry Potter that don't do magic, they're considered Muggles, and the ones that do magic, they want to, I don't know, kind of make sure the Muggles don't see them doing it or something. I don't know. So anyhow, the deal with the Muggles is when you're out there playing the game, you want people that don't play the game not to see what you're doing. But anyway, it's a good pastime. It's fun, and we've been doing it for years.
Exactly. We had to buy.
Yeah, I had a GPS that we used. Actually, I bought a handheld GPS to take with me on deployment. So I had my own personal GPS. If I found myself afoot out in the desert trying to get back to friendly forces, I had a handheld GPS. I probably wasn't supposed to do that, but I didn't care. But anyway, I made sure I bought one that had the geocache app ability in it. And then we used that for a long time, but you're right. Now you can use your phone. But yeah, we
went from here to Gatlinburg. It took us 3 days to get there?
Yeah, we decided we would
we just took our time.
Geocache along the way. Almost every rest stop on the interstates has a geocache.
And we stopped at every one. And just little bridges. Just little places.
Might be a bridge or.
You can find some cool places.
Yeah.
There's some really cool places out there that
Yeah.
you would have never gone to if you wasn't geocaching.
Yeah. So I'm glad that kind of got brought up as a topic here. So I'm thinking we're going to try to come up with sort of a format for our Thursday. I don't know. It might not work, but we'll try. So maybe we'll start out the first segment as just general chat and talking about what we've been up to, because we do a lot of things during the week. We watch TV.
I play my game.
We eat.
I play Monopoly.
I cut a lot of grass. I am working on my old trucks. And tomorrow's going to probably be a work day on one of the trucks. I haven't been able to work on it in a few days.
I gotta go get my nails done.
She got to get her nails done. I don't know. We've just gotten busy with other stuff, and I haven't been able to work on my old truck.
Busy doing nothing. That's what we've been busy
Yeah, I know.
doing.
It's amazing when you really you don't have to go do anything, but we get busy. Yeah, between doctor's appointments and
Yesterday,
meeting friends for
yesterday
lunch.
we had crawfish, and then
Yeah.
we had to go practice.
We had to go meet some friends. So this Sunday, now I don't ever get on here and preach, but I'm not gonna hide my faith either, as a Christian. So this Sunday is Easter, which is, for a Christian, this is our Super Bowl. So we've been practicing a couple of songs, and us and one of our friends, we're gonna sing songs at church on Sunday. But anyway, we went to their house yesterday to practice a little bit. And then today,
after the crawfish.
after the crawfish, today we had to go out of town a little ways to a funeral. We're getting to that age, we lose friends way too often. But anyhow, we went to a funeral
Seems like
today.
it's a lot here lately.
And we went to the funeral, and then a bunch of our friends were there. So after that, we went and had lunch with them, and that was an extended lunch because we visited a lot and then drove back home.
Because we were the only ones in the restaurant.
Yeah. And now here we are when you find people. Karen says, sounds like her. Like, Karen, do you find that too? We don't have to go to work. It's not like we have to go work 8 hours a day or anything. Our days are free, but golly,
She says, what game?
we stay busy. The game is called geocaching. GeoCaching. I think I got that right. People hide a little cache out in the woods or wherever, or it could be in a busy place. And geocache.com is where you go. Free account. And you use a GPS. GPS will get you really close, and then you have to try to find it. And if you find it, you sign the paper, and you can log it in your account that you found it, and go find another one. Some people want to find one in every state. Some people want to find one in every country.
We found one in several states, though.
Some people want to find one in every county of their state. It's lots of ways you can do it.
What state did we just go right inside?
Kentucky.
Kentucky or Virginia?
Kentucky.
Okay.
Because we were up visiting some friends in Tennessee, but they're very northern Tennessee, right close to the Kentucky line. And I said, well, we could jump across the Kentucky line and find a geocache.
And we did.
So we marked off Kentucky. Hubby still works as an aviation mechanic. Getting more difficult for him. Is he working fixed wing or rotorcraft? Not that it matters, but I'm just curious. Mr. Coop said lost one of the best friend's mom last week. I don't know. It just seems like here lately, man, we've been going to way too many funerals. But we run with a much older crowd. Much older crowd. So that's part of the deal, I guess. Yeah, our musical family that we call them, they're all, for the most part, they're all a good bit older than us.
Yeah,
And we're not young
70s,
anymore,
70s.
so that's saying something.
Like 70, 78 maybe?
Hmm?
Was he only about 78?
Yeah, this one that passed away was about 78. And this started about 2 years ago. He had a stroke, and then it's been kind of compounding. Sorry, what was your question? So Karen's not paying attention. Where's me? Pop you on the hand. Pay attention. Question was, your husband, does he work on fixed wing or rotorcraft? I was just curious. And I guess that could bring up another topic. Yeah, the helicopter crash. Where was that at?
Hudson River.
Hudson River. Of course, lots of speculation. Somebody asked me right off the bat the way the thing came apart, and I just saw the first videos that come out. I saw, my first thought is something had to have hit that aircraft.
I still didn't get to see the video. You had it going. I asked you to let me see.
Well, it's come out with a couple of videos now, and some of them they've done some editing. They've slowed it down, and they've zoomed in on pieces. And then, of course, I've seen some videos of them recovering some of the wreckage, and terrible. I'm hearing a lot of people talking about mast bumping, and I don't think that's what caused it. And then they're also saying he ran out of fuel. That absolutely will not cause to happen what happened. So I don't think he ran out of fuel.
Even if he did run out of fuel, that's not going to cause
Right. That's not going to cause that.
the thing to come apart.
He was flying along, and private planes, cool. From the video, he's flying along, and the thing just came apart. And now what concerns me, when they pull the rotors out of the water, the transmission is still connected to the rotor. And that's shocking. So mast bumping, let me go back to mast bumping. So you can rule the fuel out. I think, I have not heard the radio call, but they said he called the base and said he needed fuel. That's not uncommon. So with the tours, especially if it's busy, he's got these 5 people in there. He goes down to a certain point, turns around, comes back. He points out different things along the route, comes back and lands. They've got another group ready to get on the aircraft. A lot of times he won't even shut down. They'll just load some up, he'll go again. So he might do 2 of those. And then after that second one, he's radioing in saying, look, I need fuel when I get back. They've already done the calculations. For example, on that 206 with 5 people on there, plus himself, you're talking about 6 people. He probably did not leave with a full bag of fuel. You put all of them on there and a full tank of fuel, it probably wouldn't get off the ground. So they do the calculations. They say, okay, we got this many people. We're going this far coming back. We know we burned this much fuel. We got to have a 30-minute reserve or a 20-minute reserve. And they know how much fuel it takes to do that. So they'll give him that and a little more. So he's got enough fuel to do his run and come back. He's got plenty of power to take off because they're within their weight limit. So him calling and saying he's going to need fuel does not mean to me that he's run out of fuel. He's just saying, hey, when I land, they'll normally have a grounds person that will come out and fuel him up while he's still sitting in the aircraft with the aircraft running. They know how much they know what his next load is going to be as far as passenger weight and how much fuel he needs to put on to take the next thing. So, they
It's
could
still
sit
not
there.
going to cause that thing to come apart.
No. So, when I hear them say that he called saying he needed fuel, the thought of running out of fuel doesn't even enter my mind. I mean, I've been in those situations when you're doing these, you call to, okay, I'm going to need some fuel before this next flight. So he didn't run out of fuel. That's not what happened. And even if he had, it would not have caused that thing to come apart like it did.
Right.
So now mast bumping, you hear a lot of people talking about mast bumping. Mast bumping is, of course, you got the mast that sticks straight up and you got a blade that goes this way and a blade that goes that way. Well, they're teetering up here on a piece. So this end of the blade could, if you tilted that blade so far hard enough, it could come in and hit the mast. And that's what's called mast bumping. But it's very, very erratic movement. You'd have to do large, fast, erratic movements to get into mast bumping. I've flown for years and I've never seen anybody get into mast bumping. And I knew some stupid pilots that would do some stupid stuff, And then, and that's really got to do with a two-bladed system. A two-bladed system will get you into mass bumping. And then a lot of them, I don't remember 206 had it. I know they put them on the Hueys for a while. They put a big rubber pad up in there. So it'd come down, and that rubber pad would actually hit first to prevent damage. We call them baby bumpers. All right, Heroes, I won't spank you. But anyway, mass bumping would actually make that mass break. Yes, I agree, Heroes. Every accident is a disaster, and I hate to see it happen, and I hate to see lives lost. But I'm just talking about the accident. I don't know what happened. Just, as a pilot, I got a little bit of knowledge. I ain't gonna say I'm real smart, but I got a little bit of knowledge. But anyway, mass bumping would have made that mass break, and the rotor system would have probably come off. Maybe in the process, it would have hit. If it bumped this away, and the tail's it could have hit the tail and taken the tail with it, but the transmission wouldn't have come off. So I pretty well rule mass bumping out. So that leaves a couple of things. The transmission could have seized up, or there's where that's mounted, where the transmission is mounted to the engine, to the deck, and everything back there. It's like 4 key points, and if they were not, you're gonna have to look. You're gonna have to look at the maintenance that's been done on that aircraft. If 3 days before they had that transmission out, or they replaced the transmission or whatever, and they put it back in, maybe things wasn't torqued to the right spec, where it was mounted. I don't know. Maybe the things wasn't put on there, whatever. I'll say this. Once it happened, there ain't a pilot in this world that could have saved that aircraft. When it came apart, it came apart. The guy flying it had about 700 hours. He was a civilian trained pilot. 700 hours is minimal. That's a young pilot, experience-wise. The transmission has 3 key indicators on it. And all of this, I think, is going to go back to the transmission. Something happened with the transmission. But you got transmission pressure. You got a gauge for that. You got transmission temperature. You have a gauge for that. And you have a chip detector. So if something starts coming apart, it's almost like a spark plug you put in. And the grooves on the spark plug that you screw it in with, if you take all them out and just leave 2 round ones on there, those are electrified. And if, so you got that little gap, and say this is a piece of metal and it's floating around in that oil. Well, these are magnetic. And if it comes down and it connects those 2, it sticks on there, it completes a circuit and makes the light come on. And that's a master caution. You get a master caution on your dash, and then you've got a chiclet section that you look at. It'll tell you what caused that master caution to come on. You're bored listening to this. So if it was a chip, my point on the chip is that's a master caution. That's in your face. It's a light. It's right there. It gets your attention real quick. But if, let's say, he was losing transmission fluid, now you're looking at pressure and temperature as your indicator. Well, that's a gauge that you physically have to look at. It's almost like your speedometer or your generator in your car. It shows where it's charging your batteries. I mean, you got to monitor it. So were there indications? I don't know. But if there were, now you got to look at, you got a low time pilot doing tours. He's probably pointing things out, saying, well, this is this building, this is that building. He's trying to be a tour guide while he's also flying the aircraft. Wednesday. All right. I'm going to stop here in just a second.
I'm going to be asleep in just a second.
All of these things have to be looked at. Even an experienced pilot can't look at the footage and say this happened or that happened. You know, we can get some indicators, but we don't know for sure. All right. Enough of that. Boom. I'm through. Let's talk about something else. I know y'all don't want to listen to it. Some of the guys might listen to, you know, like hearing that sort of stuff to try to figure out what happened. But I know
Is
you
there any
ladies,
guys in there other than Heroes? And he said he's going to go to sleep.
Heroes
You done put him to
is
sleep.
Heroes has got his drugs he's taking right now. He's going to get him a nap. And Mr. Coop said he wasn't going to listen to it either. So we'll go back to geocaching. What has been your favorite geocache to find? Of all of them we found.
My favorite
Yeah.
or the favorite place?
Our favorite place.
I think the one at the castle was pretty.
It's a castle in Italy.
But I think the most clever
Mm-hmm.
was the magnet on the electrical box.
Yes. So we went to find one, and it was at an ice house. You know these little ice house things out in a parking lot? See, Miss PJ liked it. So we went to.
You can discuss it again in the morning.
Yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow while we're watching the birds. We went to this ice house. There's a geocache area. And we looked and we looked and we looked and we looked at the hint, and it said, when you're ready to give up, just remember you're looking right at it, or something like that. And we looked and looked and looked, and finally, did you find it? I couldn't remember. So on the electrical panel on the side of the building where the electricity comes in, it looked like a sticker on there that said caution, high voltage, or something.
Mhm.
And
It looked legit.
It looked legit. You know, you just thought it was a sticker cautioning about high voltage with the power coming into the building. But that was actually a magnet about that big. And when you peeled it off, it had a paper on the back of it, and that's where you sign. So that was pretty cool.
That was unique.
Yeah, that was a very unique one. Well, we found micros that are.
Wait, do that again.
I did that. Gotta go smaller.
Little bitty.
Yeah, the micros are hard to find. You know, if you're just starting the game, I would recommend not looking for. Yeah, that would be a micro right there.
And inside, you would open it, and there would be a little bitty piece of paper wound up inside there. I don't bother signing those.
And that micro that size probably has a magnet on one end, so it's just stuck on something metal up in a crevice or something. So if you're going to start the game, and I highly recommend you do, because it's a fun game and it's a good pastime and all that stuff.
And you really and truly, you can find some interesting, neat areas.
Right. I would look at the size, because it'll tell you usually in the description if it's a medium or large or micro. In the beginning, I would not look for micros. If you just start, I wouldn't look for micros. I would pass them up and go to something else, because I would get discouraged if I went looking for 2 or 3 different places and they were all micros and I couldn't find them. Now, after you do it for a little while, and if you have maybe if you have a friend that does it, like if we were able to go with you, we would take you to go find a micro, because we found enough of them. We kind of know what we're looking for and where to look.
Those are usually back on the back side of
A sign,
a road sign
up in the hole,
in the stick.
Yeah. But I'm just giving advice as a seasoned geocacher. If you're going to start playing the game, and I think most of you would like it, just look at the size of the geocache. And if it's a micro, go to the next one until you get a few under your belt, and then start looking for those micros, because they can be a challenge. What are we going to do tomorrow? I'm going to work on my truck tomorrow.
My nails.
You're going to get your nails done. We got our boat put back in the water. I was thinking about
Bird's Nest in Daytona.
Bird's nest. Was it a real bird's nest or was it a fake bird's nest and they used it for a geocache? I built a birdhouse one time, kind of like the one I built on my video not too long ago, and I mounted it on the backside of our fence at our house, which was actually a public lot behind us, and I made that a geocache. I had a little hinge on it. You could open it up. You know, it looked like a legit birdhouse, but it was actually a geocache.
If we ever get
box.
to Belgium, we'll find one.
Yeah, if I ever get to Belgium, I'm going to find me a geocache while I'm over there. Okay, so it was a fake nest. That's pretty cool. I don't know how many are in the United States. I assume the game started here. I really don't know. I think the game started here in the United States.
I think we have a trackable that I found in Italy and brought home.
Yeah.
And it's been going around. I don't know where it's at right now.
But it turned out to be a huge game. And now it's all over the world. Like I say, we found them in Italy. I found some in Russia. Belize, all down
Cozumel.
through, our cruises. All the ports we go to on our cruises, we found them at all those places. And then sometimes, we look around, we have a day with nothing going on and we just feel froggy. We just hop in the car and go geocaching. And
if you're traveling, that's the best thing to do because you can find some really cool things.
So many are people not finding them.
You leave them. You find them, you sign, and you leave it for somebody else to find. You don't take it.
Now, I know over here they have people in every area. And if you have one and people start putting in the comments that they couldn't find it or it's not here or whatever, they'll have someone go take a look. And if they can't find it, they'll send a message to the owner, whoever put it out there, and say, hey, look, you need to go square your geocache away because people aren't finding it. It looks like it's gone. And then that person has a chance to go straighten it out. And if it's missing, he could replace it
or take it down
or what. So they kind of police it up. So it's not that many of them out there that.
Yeah. You just sign the paper and leave it for the next person to find.
I don't have any idea how I bet you it's 1 million or more in the United States. They're everywhere. Probably several million.
Because there's some that are...
They even have them underwater. Wow, I've never thought about that. We first geocache. Okay, Mama Coop must have looked it up. The first geocache was hid in 2000 in Oregon. Wow. I wonder, in 2000. So it's been going on for 25 years. So it went from that to worldwide and millions of them.
So does it say approximately how many are in?
So Miss Coop, tell me this. I mean, I could look at it myself, but we're, doing this. Is that original geocache in Oregon in 2000, the first one, is it still out there? Wow. 40 years ago. Yeah, we used to scuba dive and we got all the equipment, but we haven't done it in a long time. I don't know. I'm so out of shape now. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I could scuba dive anymore. But yeah, we used to have all the equipment and all that stuff.
Okay.
All right, here's the app.
I don't know. Oh, that hurts my arm. If it can focus in. Can y'all see that? I don't know if you can see it. Oh.
Let me see. Geocache.
That's just down here. I think it is kind of like the Pokemon game, but I will say the Pokemon game is just virtual on your phone. Geocache is something you actually find.
Yeah, it's actually something physical. Let me see. Let me share here. Okay, so this is what it looked like if you bring it up on your phone right here. And all those little green things
Click on it.
are geocaches. Well, I did, and it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Let me see. Maybe. Let me go to geocache.com. That's where I ought to go. Coop's keeping me squared away. Geocaching.com. Yeah, there's the symbol for geocaching. You know, it shows some different things. Geocaching.com. There we go.
Oh, look, this one's got a trackable in it. We need to go find this one.
Is that close by?
Yeah, on the beach.
There we go. We have done.
Well, I don't know. Wait a minute.
We've done videos on that.
Where
I think
is
we've
it?
done geocaching videos. I can't swear to it. All right, so now you see. Oh yeah, you just see that. So this is geocaching.com, and you can go there and it'll tell you all about the game and all that stuff. But you saw just a second ago the guy. He unscrewed what looked like a nut and bolt that was fake. See, let's show it here and again. So there's a chair hanging up in a tree. There's a small one that looked like that was there's your fake. There you go. Look at that. So yeah, geocaching.com. See, Mama Coop says it's 3.3 million, over 3.3
Wow.
million.
No hints for this one. Okay.
So
Really?
we've
Yeah, this is
they did it before it became a thing. Maybe so. Yeah, the website is where you used to do
find
stuff.
it, and then you have to come back and go to it and
Yep.
log it.
Yep, we were doing it back then. I don't know. I guess that was around 2012 when we started. Because I know the guy that got me into it, it was while we were training up to go to Afghanistan, and I went to Afghanistan in 2012. So
This is, see, that's it's off of I-10.
okay.
We need to go see this one. It's
All
got
right.
a trackable.
So see, we just found one that we want to go see. We might do that tomorrow.
Goshen Van Cleve. Well,
We might even make a video out of it. Going to find that. We like doing. We've also got a metal detector. We like doing metal detecting. Yeah, we can go find that. Nana's perch. That's
it's got a trackable in it.
it.
Oh, that's look.
Okay. Go see if we can find it. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe.
Oh, trackable is missing in action. Oh,
Germany has the most. Really? That's interesting. Did we find one in Germany? I think we did, huh? I'm pretty sure we did one in Germany. Oh no, because I was in Germany in 2010. That was before we started doing it. Dang, missed that one.
We have to go back.
Oh, yeah, now we got to go back to Germany to find a geocache. We've got a decent metal detector. Garrett. I've got a Garrett metal detector, it's not a little cheapo, but it's not the. I mean, you can spend a lot of money on metal detectors, but we're kind of middle of the road. We didn't get a cheapy trinkety toy one, but we didn't buy the
Netherlands.
$2,000 or $3,000
I wouldn't mind
one
going
either.
to the Netherlands.
There's several places we want to go. My bucket list right now is Ireland. I want to go see Ireland.
So I find a cruise to go to all these places.
Yeah,
For real.
yeah, yeah. We just cruised all these places. That way, I don't have to fly. I don't even want to fly anymore.
You're gonna have to fly.
I don't want to fly.
Well, how do you think you're gonna get there?
Why am I going to have to fly if we're going to take a cruise?
You get over there and you take the cruise and go to the.
No, I want to cruise from here to there. White's is one of the best. My brother used to metal detect years ago, and he had a White's. Of course, it's old now, but yeah, White's are top of the line. Yeah, and you can spend thousands. But we have fun with we got the metal detector and we got the pinpointer. I'm glad I went ahead and bought the pinpointer because that saves a lot of time and energy.
It works most of the time.
Yeah. Well, we might have Chuck on here one day as a guest, and we'll talk about metal detecting. How about that, Miss Wednesday? And him being a plumber and all. Miss PJ says she'd love to go to Ireland and Scotland. Well, if you want to fly, she'll go with you. I'm not going to fly.
Yes, you will.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to. I survived 30 years of aviation. I don't even care to fly anymore. But yeah, we might.
How do you think we're going to get over to Alaska?
We might have to drive to Alaska.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but you just tell him now, if we have him on here, he can't be turning around and bending over like he did putting that TV together.
How is that working out?
Showing his plumber side.
How is the TV working out?
130,000 hidden geocaches. California is a big state. If you look at from north to south,
huge.
I'll bet you it'd take 8 hours to drive from Southern California, from tip to tip. I bet it's an 8-hour drive.
Or more. Might
be more. I don't know. If Skipper was in here, he could tell us because he's out there. Make sure he's sitting. Did y'all ever get the screen from behind the couch and get it put up and so we can see how it does? Y'all worked so hard putting it together, and I did the play-by-play on our live, and we had a lot of fun. 5 babies. Oh, she's got the kittens, right?
No, Orphan Kitty has kittens. I don't know. She may have kittens. I don't know.
5 babies, no rooms, everything. Okay. I get confused who all's got what.
Well, I mean, she may have kittens.
So I was thinking about.
No, she don't have kittens.
No.
It's Orphan Kitty.
We went down a rabbit hole, but I was talking about a format for our lives that we're going to start doing now every Thursday at 6:00. That was a good play-by-play. I'm just glad y'all took it lightly because I was just having fun. I didn't mean any disrespect or harm. So I figured we'd talk a little bit like we're doing now. And then we could I want to have a section on current events. And then I want to have a section. What?
Pay attention.
Oh, head of the rescue. Okay, now we see. And then I want to promote somebody else's channel every week. pick a channel to promote. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Y'all look like y'all had fun putting it together. Y'all didn't ever get.
I was just trying to figure out what that flashing light under that chair was.
Yeah. She was looking at the cat toy under the chair. So what is that light up under the chair? All right. So do we want to talk about a current event?
I don't know.
That would be neat.
What current event do you want
Well,
to talk about?
you know, it's all in the news about this guy they sent to El Salvador. And it's like anything else, you know, one political side saying
Kind
he's
of
just
mixed
this
on it. I mean, I don't.
super nice guy and he got sent there.
But that right there says that he punched his wife. But
Yeah, I know.
I mean, a lot of men do that.
No, a lot of men shouldn't do that.
No, they shouldn't.
All right, so let's talk about this guy. This is the guy that was sent to El Salvador.
Back home.
Yeah, he's from there. And he was here illegally. And one side saying that he was he's a good guy and he's got 2 children and all this junk.
And he could have changed. Who knows?
And the other side is saying, and they have receipts, that he's an MS-13 gang member and he's not a good guy. He's got issues. So I kind of want to talk about this topic, not necessarily him, but the topic. Personally, I think if you're here illegally, then you can be sent back home, whether you're causing trouble or not. You broke the law to get in here.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and I want y'all's input on this too. So y'all tell me what you think. Maybe y'all think he shouldn't have got put out. I don't know. But me personally, you broke a law to get in the country. So that's reason enough right there to send you home. You know, they're not going after those people right now. They're going after the ones that have broken the law. They're going after the gang members. They're going after the bad ones, I guess, so to speak.
That's what they're doing first. But they may run across somebody that's not a bad one, but they're here illegal.
Right. Right.
Home.
You know, collateral damage. If you go into a house and get 2 bad guys and there's a third person there that's not a bad person, but they're here illegally, well, they get sent home too. But my question is this, Mr. Coop, say whatever you want to say. You know, whatever side of the issue you're on, I don't care. But he's going to stay there, Miss PJ, because he is a citizen of that country. That's his country. Some people say you need to bring him home. Well, I got news for you. He is home. That's his country. But here's my question. How hard is it? You know, how hard is it for somebody to come into the United States and say, hey, I want to live here? You know, what do they have to do? I mean, do they have to be in fear of their life, you know, or can someone just, let's say someone lives in El Salvador and they get a visa to come visit. And while they're here, they go and to an embassy or wherever they have to go and say, hey, you know, I like it better here than my own country. Nothing wrong with where I come from, but I think I'd like to stay here. You know, what do I need to do to, you know, why can they do that? I mean,
I don't know. You remember the lady that we met in Jamaica?
Yeah.
They kept trying to come over here.
Mm-hmm.
and they would have to go apply and spend all this money that they didn't
Right.
have to apply to come here and couldn't. They would spend their money and then get turned down.
Right.
And then they would have to go save
Jamaica
money.
was ripping their own people off. Is what they were
Then
doing.
they would have to go try again.
You know, that's nothing to
spend
do with
more
us.
money.
Yeah, we did. We were in Jamaica.
That's just them letting them out.
And we were talking to a young girl that wanted to come here, and they would have to travel several hours to this place, government office, you know, apply to come here, and they had to pay money. And it was, for them, it was substantial. It's like $400. And for them, that was might as well have been $1 million. I mean, that's a lot of money. And then they might get turned down and say, no, you can't go.
Then they have to wait.
And then you have to wait and try to do it again and pay the money again. So that was their country screwing them. But I'm a citizen. I was born here. I've lived here all my life. All my family's here. I don't know what the process is, but why is it that these people have to
break in,
swim the river and try to? Why can't they walk in and do it legally? I mean, is it that hard to come here? You know, do you have to have a reason? You know, I'm having trouble explaining what I'm thinking. Why can't someone that just wants to be here come here and apply to be a citizen and just come here? It sounds like you have to be under political persecution or fear of your life in your home country or whatever before they will. Or on the upper end, you know, maybe you have a skill that we need that might make it easier. But a lot of these people that came here illegally, and I'll just go ahead and say it, they're good people. They just want a better life for themselves. They're not out there breaking the law and all that. You know, a percentage of them are, and they're going to get caught and they're going to get sent back. And me personally, the ones that are, even if they're not causing trouble, they broke the law to get in here. We have every right to send them home. But my question is, what is it about our system that made them think they needed to swim the river rather than walk across the bridge and go apply to be a citizen in this country and just do it right? I don't understand it. Yeah, I firmly believe the left wanted to let all these people in here, and then their plan was to fix them up, make them legal, and where they could vote, and they could count on those votes for several generations probably.
YouTube deleted his comment. Which comment?
Who?
Mr. Coop.
Where you? Holy cow! YouTube deleted my comment. All right, Mr. Coop. Just now? Did you make a comment just now and YouTube deleted it? That would be good. Some people get sponsored. Yeah, I don't know enough about the subject matter. But if you've got this many people wanting to come to our country, and our country need these people to do work, whatever, you know.
What did that?
What do we need to do to make it better?
That lady, she said to pick the cotton because she wasn't going to do it.
Oh,
what was her name?
You know, I'm trying to take the politicians out of this, you know, because both sides skew it real hard to their direction, to their.
Oh, he said he's going to send it to
point.
me.
Okay, send it to me. I'd like to see what they I can't believe that happened. Well, hey, just for the sake of doing it, Coop, go over to Rumble because we're streaming on both. Put it on Rumble and see if it comes through. Put the exact same statement and see if it comes through on Rumble. This ought to be fun. Okay, but still do what I just said. Go to Rumble, put the copy and paste. Put it on Rumble, and because if it goes on Rumble, it'll come into the chat. I got both going. We're streaming on both. This will be a test. This is a good
Which
test
one is Rumble?
to see if YouTube deletes it, if Rumble will let it go through. Do what?
Which one's Rumble?
All of these are YouTube. See the little YouTube icon?
Mm-hmm.
If they were doing it on Rumble, it would show the Rumble icon. Broke the algorithm. That's funny. So now you kind of seeing where I'm wanting to go with our weekly live. You know, we'll just chit chat for a while. When that kind of gets stale or slow or whatever, then we'll move into a topic that's in the news right now, and we'll talk about it. And look, I want everybody, feel free, even if you're on the left side of this and you think they did wrong by sending it back, put it in the comments. And I encourage everyone else, if someone differs with your opinion, you know, give your opinion, but let's be cordial to each other. You know, it's no sense being ugly about it, because there's, you know, when you have two people in a room, you're going to have two different opinions on most any topic. Me personally, like I said, if you're here illegally, you've broken the law already. That's enough reason right there to send you home. Now, it's been allowed for so long. I tell you who I feel sorry for is these kids that were born here or maybe came here as infants or small children with their parents, and they've been here for, say, 15. This is all they know. And now they're in a predicament because of what the parent did. You know, I think what they're saying is if they catch the parent, they want to send them home, then it's up to the parent. They want to take their children with them or leave the children here. I don't know. I don't know how they're handling
children
that.
with them. They're just as illegal as the others.
I don't know if they were born here. Well, yeah, if they brought them with them, they're illegal. But some of them were born here. Yeah, I agree, Coop. They broke the law. But
So that come in on Rumble.
yes, that came in on Rumble. Illegal aliens have to load them up, send them back. Is that the statement that YouTube wouldn't let go through? Because I don't see anything wrong with that statement. You know, it's almost like saying if someone broke the law, they should go to jail. Or they should be prosecuted. Let me put it that way. Not everybody goes to jail. Didn't even say bad words. Wow. Well, that should not have been held back. Yeah, I knew what you were saying. Words, chords, or words. You know, there's nothing wrong. A lot of people have that opinion. I'm of that opinion. If you came here illegally, the country has every right to send you back home. Wow, that's funny. How YouTube wouldn't let that go through, but Rumble did. There's another reason to support Rumble. I'm really pulling for Rumble. I want them to grow and become a much bigger deal than what they are.
Check his email. Go to your email.
Let me go to my email. Somebody. So that was kind of the topic I wanted to talk about today, and not just that one guy, but the thing as a whole. You know, if we have that many people that are wanting to come to this country, and we have room for them, and we say we have, you know, let's say we have need for them, then why is it so difficult that they feel like they have to swim the river rather than doing it the correct way? You know, is our system that screwed up? I mean, it shouldn't be. People shouldn't feel like they have to come in here illegally.
I don't think it was them saying, let's go. I think it was maybe somebody saying, y'all come and this is what I'm going to do for you.
Maybe so. I don't know. I've had dealings with a lot of people that I'm pretty sure were illegal.
Fun laughter.
I've never purposely. All right, I don't know where you sent it, Coop. I'm looking at my email and I don't see
is that?
anything. She sent me pictures of a water fountain thing. I'll have to search it later to where you sent it. I don't see it in my email. I'll find it later. It might could go on to several places. All right, I'll test it. Let's see. I'm ready. Illegal aliens thing. You got to delete it. Well, they are illegal aliens. You know, they trying to change it to undocumented citizens or undocumented whatever. You know, you're illegal aliens. Business page. I'm not familiar with your business page, Coop. Yeah, I hate the way they try to change, you know, what we call things. Try to make it sound like something it's not. But how, you know, one side saying this guy's done all this bad stuff, and they say, you know, this court, and this cop, and this, you know, it's like they have documents to prove. You know, if that's the case, how can the other side?
On
Oh, Facebook. Okay. How can the other side defend that? I don't get it. I don't get it. And I think eventually it's going to hurt them. But yeah, back to, okay, I'll go look at that. Okay. I see a comment there that I did not see here. I could show it. You tell me if I can show it or not. If you want me to show it, because I can sure show it. I can share the screen. But anyway, as far as I know, I've never dealt with any bad, you know, troublemaking people. After Katrina, there were a lot of people that came here that looked like they were from south of the border. I don't know if they were here legally or illegally, but you know, look, those people worked, and they worked hard, and they helped rebuild the coast after Katrina. I was glad they were here, and I hired quite a few of them, and they helped me out, and they did good work at a fair wage. I didn't rip anybody off. Matter of fact, after we got through redoing my house, they went on other jobs and this, and they ended up coming back to me. You know, they knocked on the door one day, and I opened the door, and they wanted to do more work for me. I mean, I paid them well and treated them good. And they came back, one of those, is there any more work they could do for me? Which at that time I didn't have rental houses. So I was doing it.
Paid them and fed them.
Yeah, I'd make them stop in the middle of the day. I would feed them. You know, I took care of them. I never asked about their status or anything. I'm going to show it in just a second. I never asked them about their status. So I don't know if they were here, you know, but I'm saying I feel like they were good people, and they worked hard. And if we have these disasters and things going on, and they have the skills to do this kind of stuff, and we need them, why is it so hard? Why do they feel like they have to swim the river? You know, why? I don't know. I think the whole system could be looked at, and maybe the current administration not only will be hard about getting them out of here, but at the same time, look at the system and see if it can be made better or improved or whatever. Okay, I'm going to share a screen. Coop's going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble with him. So here's the comment right there. And
Hey, Georgie.
I imagine it was that part right there that got it looked at. I don't know if I can make that any bigger. I don't think I can. So there's the comment that Mr. Coop made that did not come through.
They didn't make the cut.
It didn't make the cut. Somebody said, nope, not going to do that. So Mr. Coop, did you try that exact statement on Rumble, see if it would come through? That's funny. Hey, Georgie Porgy, what's happening? Oh, not that one. The one above. All right, I don't know which one it was now. Let's see. All right. So your comments were, I think you need to stay there. I think I saw that one. You said, I have to obey the law. Illegal aliens have to load them up, ship them back. I thought I saw that one. All for diversity done the right way. I've had run-ins with 13, have given craps to them at all. Okay. I'm not, you just tell us which one. All right. So I think you need to stay there. That's number one. Have to obey the law. Aliens have to load up, ship them back. That's number two. Number three, I'm all for diversity done the legal way. And then number four, I've had run-ins with, yada, yada. So type a number in. Was it number one that got you? Number two? Oh, to send them back. Okay, so number two, I have to obey the law. Illegal aliens have to load them up, ship them back. Wow. And YouTube blocked that. Interesting. Hey, look, I see somebody said, okay, Mr. Coop, you said your niece and nephew are mixed. Their dad's from Mexico. Load them all. What's agree with me as far as coming illegal? Okay. So I've got a niece over in Texas, and she married a young fella from Mexico. His dad immigrated here when he was I don't think he was even born yet. Maybe he was. I don't know. But we went on a cruise together. The whole family went on a cruise. Been several years ago. And I told him, I said, man, I'm glad you come, because he's a super nice guy. They've been married for a little while now. They have 2 children. They got a beautiful little family, and he's a super cool guy. Got a sense of humor that's out of this world. So anyhow, we go on this cruise, and I'm like, well, man, good. I'm glad y'all are coming. You can help me with my Spanish. And he looked at me, he said, I can't speak Spanish. I'm like, you're kidding. He said, no, I don't know Spanish. I said, well, didn't your dad migrate here from Mexico? He said, yeah. I said, and you didn't learn Spanish? He said, no, my dad said we couldn't learn. He would not let us speak Spanish in the house. He said, we're in America now. We're Americans. You learn English. He said, if you want to speak Spanish, go back to Mexico. His dad would not teach them Spanish and wouldn't let them learn Spanish. And he says it in such a funny way. He has a sense of humor about it. But later on in the cruise, he came walking by and we were playing Uno, Spanish for one, right? So there's a group of us sitting around playing Uno, and he looks over at the table and he looks at what we're doing. He said, what are y'all playing? One? He wouldn't even say Uno. Oh, love him to death, man. He's a good guy. And again, after Katrina, it was so much work here and so much devastation. We needed the help. And I'm pretty sure most of them that I had working for me, helping me redo my house and all, they were probably, not supposed to be here. I'm guessing. I don't know. I didn't ask them. I didn't care. I didn't help. And they were good people, man. They worked hard. They worked hard. And I'm glad they were here. My point is, I agree with what they're doing. They're trying to say that he's a good. I don't care if he's a good person. He broke the law to get here, and that alone is enough to send him home. If he's a good person and he's just trying to better his life, I hate it for him. Go back and try to do it the right way. Okay, well, let me go. Let me go back. This is almost kind of fun here. Trying to see what's what. I done closed it out. Goop, I got to go open it back up. All right, I see Veteran Nation just put something, Florida State shooting. I wonder if that's something going on now or. Okay, I'm. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. I'm looking at it. All right, let me go back. Shift back. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to show this. This is interesting. Okay, so here's your statement that they would not let go through, and I'm kind of showing it here, and I'll read it. I have to obey the law. Illegal aliens have to load them up, ship them back. Got it. And that's what you sent, and this is what they let go through. Was done legal way. I've been running. Not even there. Just gone. Interesting. So that's right after Miss PJ said, I think he needs to stay there. And here that is right there. The statement is not even there at all. Gone. Wow. Just wow. All right, so it looks like Ryan Hall is going live. Some weather's about to start up somewhere. Crazy. So I do think, and I think the administration we got in there now, I think they'll look at it. I really do. I think they'll look at it and see if they can try to fix it somehow, because it's obviously broken, and I don't know enough about it to have a good in-depth conversation about our immigration system. But just for me, just being a regular old country boy sitting in my house, it looks like the system's broke. It's bound to be a way to do things better. It is owned by liberals, and I don't like it, but they're almost too big. I mean, I would like for Rumble to be bigger, but they're not. And You know, I think what Rumble needs to do is start advertising again. You know, when all of this kind of came about, Rumble, you know, had radio ads and all this. You know, they started up and they were trying to be the other, you know, the answer to YouTube. They were going to be more open. You could do more and all this stuff. And a lot of people went there, but then it's like they just quit. They quit. They quit trying to draw new people in, or they changed it up or something. But you don't hear about Rumble anymore. You know, and they're wanting to get better. I think they need to advertise more. I think if they would go back to what they started doing when they first started up and putting it out there and letting people know about Rumble, I think they would continue to grow. It's almost like they've gotten a little stalemated. I don't know for sure. But, and I guess that leads into the next thing that I think I'm going to do. And actually, okay, help me out here. The sticker they get, the more folks will cross over. I think that's a typo. I'm not sure. You're saying the stricter they get, the more folks will cross over. I think the stricter they get, the more people will want to leave. But if they don't know where to go, you know, they need to advertise. They need to get it out there again that there's an alternative and try to get people over there. Hey, Miss Match, what's happening? Hey, Harry. Lots of big. All right, I'm just going to put this up here so I can see it. So, Coop, help me here. I think you're saying the stricter they get, the more folks will cross over. I believe that. But if folks don't know where to go, if they don't know that Rumble is out there, then how do they know where to go? That's what I'm saying. They need to advertise it more. And lots of big channels are streaming on. I'm assuming you're saying both. Yeah, both. Yeah, that has helped some, but a lot of people are not necessarily getting their news from the computer. I heard about Rumble on the TV news back when all of this started. You know, when Trump came in the first time and he was pointing out that these left-wing things are, you know, censoring stuff and all that. And then Rumble came about as an alternative. And for a while they were advertising and, you know, people were finding their way there. Now you don't see any advertisement for Rumble anymore. We know about it, you know, a few people on streaming and stuff, we know about it, but the general public don't. And I think they need to start doing that. My back operating Georgia got to be that night. Oh, Harry, man, I hope everything works out all right. I'm gonna throw that up there. Everybody be praying for Harry tomorrow, man. He's gonna go have that back operated on, and I've had that done twice, so I know what you're going through. And man, we're praying for you. We hope everything goes good. We certainly do. Certainly do. Get back into done it. Yeah. I'm not sure that he hadn't endorsed Rumble. He might have at some point. He might have mentioned it or something. I don't know. I don't know if he could, quote, endorse one or the other. I mean, really, as president, you're president for everybody, you know, but maybe he could mention it. I don't know. It would help. So I'm going to talk about a guy that's over on Rumble. He kind of covered my stream the other day and was trying to help me out. And he's got, you know, for Rumble, he's got some pretty good numbers. He's got like 850 followers. That's pretty good for Rumble. Now his his channel's different than ours. He's a younger guy. Let me go ahead and bring his channel up here. He's a younger guy, and he's more into gaming and that sort of stuff, but he is trying to help Rumble, help make Rumble a better place. He's doing some surveys and different things, and he has a lot of people on his lives that are programmers and that sort of stuff, and they talk about, some of them are actually working for Rumble, I think, and they talk about what's coming and what they're doing, and he wants to hear what people think, so he can, he kind of has an end to be able to pass it on, I think, to Rumble. So as far as kind of showing somebody's channel, I'm going to show his today. Actually, I had planned on showing yours, Mr. Coop, but we went down this rabbit hole of Rumble, and I said, okay, well, this might be a good time to show his. So maybe next Thursday I'll cover. Now I'm gonna have to cover, Coop, I'm gonna have to cover you and Georgia at the same time, because y'all are kind of a team. So when I get to a day when I'm gonna cover y'all, I'll cover both of you at the same time. But anyhow, Daramuth, and I'm probably not saying this right. He tried to help me. He's a Rumble guy. He has a YouTube, his YouTube channel has 30 followers or something. It's not a lot on YouTube, and he don't care about that. He's wanting Rumble to succeed. And he's got quite a few followers over on Rumble, but a lot of times he has gamers on there, and it's a younger, I go and watch some to give him some watch time, but honestly, it's not my cup of tea. I'm an old guy. I don't do all that gaming and all that stuff. But if you're into that kind of stuff, he's a good one to watch. And if you do, you tell him we sent you. And we have talked about doing a live chat at some point. But he does his channel is Daramuth, and his chat that he does is called Dara Chat. I think he does it every day. I'm really not sure. Well, yeah, he's starting up in about 30 minutes. So yeah, if you guys want to go watch him today and let him know that I sent you, hey, what the heck? You never know. And I'm not sure about this guy he's got coming on with him today. It might be something you're into, might not. Let me see if I can get some more information on it. Let's see. That's it. Third, aka Sean. Maple syrup goes and gentleman through. And a pleasure joining us. Made sure. Okay, so he gives a little bit of insight about what it's going to be, but it doesn't tell a whole lot. So he'll have this guy on tonight. Well, in about 30 minutes, they'll have their Dara chat going on. Hey, go give him a look. See, you might like what he's doing, but he is trying hard to help Rumble and push Rumble, and I kind of like that. And one of these days, when I have a talk with him, I'm going to tell him the same thing. They need to be advertising. That's what got them going to begin with. When all this started up, they pumped out their advertising. That name was out there. They just kind of lost Dan Bongino. He took that government job. He was, I think, one of their biggest people. I think the show is still there, but he's not on it. He had to kind of step away from it because of the role he's in. The other big one I watch over there is Wendy Bell. She's like a female Rush Limbaugh. She's on for about 3 hours every morning, and I watch her when I can. She starts around 8:00 and goes till 10 or 11, something like that. She's pretty cool to watch. Miss PJ said she checked out his YouTube channel. Yeah, it's not much there on YouTube. He has a few followers, and I think he does like us. He streams on both when he streams, but his primary deal is Rumble, and he's got some surveys, and it's like one survey is for streamers like us that actually do this, and another survey is for people that don't stream, but they spend a lot of time on streams watching and talking, and like Miss PJ or Harry and some of these other people that don't necessarily stream, but like this kind of stuff. So if nothing else, go over there and fill out his survey. And he's trying to pass that information on to Rumble to help them get better at what they're doing to try to make, help Rumble grow. And I hope they're successful. Look, if Rumble was big enough, Rumble got big like YouTube is, I would go strictly with Rumble. I mean, I would, because I know just because of stuff like happened a while ago with Mr. Coop. And we showed it to you. You all saw it. Just for that reason, I would just switch over completely. Georgie's feeling hyper. Why are we hyper tonight, Georgie? Too much coffee? Yeah, I don't know that Rumble feels weird. Doesn't necessarily feel weird. It's just different. They're way behind YouTube, way behind. And I don't know that they'll ever completely catch, but I think they could give them a run for their money. Putting off bath time. Bath time for you or bath time for the kittens? Georgie, I have coffee. Actually, I have cold coffee. We normally do decaf in the afternoons, but tonight I felt a little froggy, and I did some kind of flavored coffee. We love coffee, and everywhere we go, whatever country we go on cruises, we go to these different countries, and all we buy coffee, all these different places. So I've got bags upon bags in the cabinet where our coffee's at, and when I get ready to do something different, I just reach and grab a bag. I might not even look, see where it's from or what flavor, or I just make it. So when I pour the cup, I'm it's a surprise. Georgie thought she grabbed coffee creamed with bath salt. Now she's smelling colors. Yee. All right, Georgie, you smelling colors tonight, and then bath salt's getting to you? Yeah, it's not easy to bathe a cat. We have a little bit of fancy coffee tonight. I will say that. I know. Don't let this uncultured look fool you. We're pretty cultured over here. We have all types of coffee from all over the world. So I've got one cat that I didn't want. Showed up here as a kitten quite a few months ago. And, well, it kind of picked us. So we kept the kitten, and we got her fixed where we don't have to worry about kittens. She's grown now. And I think it was this morning, went out there and we had a two-piece rat out there. The body was laying one place, the head was laying another, right at the back door. She likes to bring her trophies and leave them near the back door. But she's an outside cat, and we're in the country, and that's what cats do. So, circle of life. That little mouse circled around, and his life ended. My outdoor cat did what cats do, and I'm fine with that. Yeah, get Chuck to live stream you trying to bathe all those cats. So I'm going to show this guy's channel again. So he will be. This is the dude here that does the channel, and this is going to be, I guess, his guest tonight. And he's got 6 people waiting already, so he'll have a few. If nothing else, just go in the chat on him tonight. Just say Forever Huffs Living sent you. That's all you got to do. Let's bomb him in a little while. 7:35 now, so in about 25 minutes he'll be going live. But I wanted y'all to see his channel. He's got YouTube, but I think he'd rather you come in on Rumble. Yeah, nothing else. Just go kind of bombard him in the chat. Let him know we sent you. Miss PJ's already following him. Good. I think you saw the other day, he came in my chat and we started talking, and I didn't realize he was live on Rumble. So he was streaming my channel, and he and I were talking in the chat, and his people could hear. Anyway, I didn't know he was doing that. We were just doing our thing. And I didn't realize, he was trying to share our channel. Is he live on YouTube right now? Well, let me go see. Is he live already? Let's see. Live stream begins April 17th at 8. No, it's showing here that he's going live on Rumble in 23 minutes. Now, I don't know about YouTube. Let's see. We'll go look. We'll go look and see. Got to find him. Where is he at? There he is right there. I don't see him live yet. No, same thing over there. He'll be live in a few minutes. Okay, just got a notification. Cool. Man, all right. Y'all got to remember now. Sohan and all of y'all. I'm a PG channel. We keep it clean. Because Miss Georgie's about to slap you with something. See, she said, you don't know her like that. See, that's what I was thinking, Georgia. You're an innocent little angel. So if anybody's in the chat and happens to be here that is not subscribed to our channel, we would appreciate it if you would subscribe. We could I'll start doing my begging. See down there at the bottom, it says, help us reach 1,000. We're so close. I'm begging. I'm not too proud. We are at 936, 35, 34, somewhere. It bounces between, 33 and 36. Oh, is it 960 something? See, she's correcting me. We're at about 964, which means we need about 36 more people. I knew it was 30 something in there somehow. Yeah, so those numbers like that remind me of the joke the guy put on his resume that he was really quick at math. So during the interview, one of the people interviewing him asked him, said, well, what's 35 times 24? And he said 150. I said, that's not even close. He said, I know, but it was quick. So I was quick at that math a minute ago, but I was wrong. Yeah, we're at 960 something. So we need 30 something more people. So if you guys would go beg all your subscribers or share our channel with your people and, you know, tell them a big old lie about how good we are and how nice we are and all that, I'd appreciate it. Yeah, I would appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to hit the 1,000. Now on the watch hours, you got to have 4,000 watch hours. We're about 500 short, but it's clicking. You know, it's clicking on over. That's right. Georgie's all of our little sister. We have to kind of watch out for Georgie. Look over her. Zohan, where are you at? Not, you don't have to tell me exactly where you're at, but what state or country or whatever. You through talking to the people? Well, they want to hear from you.
Well, I was in there.
I know, but you wouldn't butt in and make me shut up. Y'all want to hear from her, don't you?
I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed.
Tired. I'm cranky.
Been at school all day.
Been at school all
I'm ready
day.
to go to bed.
Georgie can be scary. I don't know, Wednesday. I've seen some of them.
She's sleeping. It's time to go to bed. What
Almost.
time is it?
It's,
Oh, yeah, it's time.
7:04. We don't go to bed this early.
Well, I can. Who's going to stop me?
I'm not going to stop you. If you want to go to bed, go ahead. Yeah, you can go to bed if you want to.
Got up early this morning.
Of course, I know all of y'all are probably already subscribed to this channel. But if you're not, go subscribe to Mr. Coop. Show him some love. See, Miss PJ said, love some salsa.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk to them about recipes or something.
I don't have any recipes. I don't use a recipe. You just cook.
What do you think your best cooking thing is? Not necessarily your favorite to cook, but what do you get the most compliments on? I know what it is. I'm just wondering if we're going to have the same thing.
You going to say my dumplings?
I was thinking your dumplings, yeah.
You don't even like dumplings.
I like your dumpling. Talk to Georgie while I get some more coffee.
Okay, Georgie, what you been up to? Just taking care of your littles? Talking on the internet? My goodness, he's stirring that coffee. He's going to stir the bottom out of the cup.
So I've had about 3 cups of coffee. I need to go pay my water bill. Keep talking.
I ain't talking no more. I'm going to have to make dumplings next weekend. My grandson will be with us. He likes dumplings. The only bad thing about it, I have to do his separate because he don't like any black pepper in it. And I like to put pepper in it. So I make him some separate. So you homeschool, Georgie? Homeschool at their own pace? Is that what this is?
So what y'all come up with talking about?
Well, I'm waiting to see. She says she's got Shelby started on 6th grade this week. And I asked, was she
cool.
homeschooling? But it don't like my youngest son. So I had to make 2 little pots. My rice and grapes pretty good.
I got something else to share. I forgot. I almost forgot about this.
Oh,
Homeschool at their place.
pace.
Cool.
At their pace.
At their pace. Well, you know, I'm old. I got glasses. I was wondering about where their place was, but at their pace.
At their pace.
That's good.
Because, see, she said that one's starting in the 6th grade, so
Right.
she's done bumped up.
Good. All right. So here's a picture. A couple of weeks ago, I did a video about birdhouse, building a simple birdhouse. It's been about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Time goes by so quick.
Probably been 3 weeks.
3 weeks. And I built 2 birdhouses, put them up.
Bluebird houses.
Yeah, they're bluebird houses. And well, bluebirds didn't move in. Remember, one of them's still empty. But the other one, we had a pair of chickadees moved in. And I fixed them where I could slide my phone in and take a picture. And I'm kind of documenting what they do. And my mother's name too. And this is where we're at now. And if y'all can see, right there is an egg. Right here is an egg. And maybe right there is an egg. I think it is.
It could be one on the other side.
Yeah. Anyway, there's some eggs down in there. So our chickadees have built their nest and laid some eggs. And now I'm going to, try to keep getting pictures of as they hatch out and all that good stuff. I don't want to go mess with it too often. But yeah, I built
Shelby Ann. I like that. I like that.
You'd have to go back and watch the video. And I saw something along that lines Wednesday, but I don't know enough about it to really have a conversation about it. They might try to do something to kind of break up the monopoly. But yeah, there's our eggs.
I just really want to know what that white is.
It's fur.
From what?
Rabbits. That's what it looks like. But I did a little research, and it's fur. They get different kinds of fur, and they mentioned rabbit fur. That was a Shelby GT. I like a GT. Yeah, you told me that this morning. The neighbor's chickens won't stop. Well, technically, chickens are birds, so hey, that's a win. You put up a bird feeder, you got birds eating the feed. So Miss PJ's in the loop on all the birds. You leaving again?
I'm leaving. I'm going to say good night to everybody.
Well, tell them good night.
Night. I'm going to go back in here.
Okay.
It's been 2 hours.
I know. I'm fixing to get off of here.
Some of us can't sit for 2 hours. Some of us can't. Good night, everybody.
All right. She said good night. She's done. She's done. Well, I got a 68 Mustang sitting out in the driveway, but it's not a GT. It's just a coupe. You know, from what I read, Miss PJ, when the female leaves the nest, you know, these chickadees, they will cover the egg. So it might be some more up under there that she kind of has covered up. Miss PJ said good night. Orphan Kitten said bye. She knows, and some of you know that try to do this. It is kind of difficult sometimes to keep a conversation going for an hour or 2 hours. We've been going almost 2 hours tonight. But you know, so that's why I'm trying to come up with some kind of format and do this once a week. You know, if I turn around and came back on the air tomorrow, what are we going to talk about? We've done talked for 2 hours tonight. You guys follow those court cases. So usually there's a development, you know, and that gives you something to talk about on the next one. And it sounds like right now on the court case you guys are following, things are happening. You know, I think one lawyer's done quit. He'd been trying to quit for a while. The judge finally let him quit, and you know, they're starting to rule in the favor of, I guess, the side y'all are pulling for. So that's pretty cool. I haven't had a chance to look, Miss PJ, try to figure out what the new bird is. I'm leaning towards some type of like starling, maybe. I don't know for sure. We had to go out of town today. It was like a 2-hour drive to get where we were going for this funeral we had to go to today. So our day was spent on the road and dealing with that today. Maybe tomorrow I'll get a chance to research. So for those of you that don't come watch the bird feeder in the mornings, which is on this channel from 7 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock, I run it for 2 hours. We have a certain group of birds that come, and it's not a real active feeder. You might have to watch for a little while before a bird comes to it. So we chat over in the chat while we're waiting. And we've pretty well named all the birds, and it's kind of the same ones coming every day. But yesterday, we had a new one came, and it came back again today. At first glance, I thought it was a crow, but it wasn't big enough for a crow. So it almost looked like a miniature crow. And we haven't researched it enough to figure out what type bird it is. So I need to do that tomorrow. So that's what Miss PJ is talking about. She is a faithful watcher of the bird feeder in the mornings. And we have conversation, her and Paul and Karen. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to start naming because I might miss somebody. But we have several that come every morning and watch and listen to the birds and the bird feeder. Okay. I think I saw something. I thought I caught a glimpse of a video where he said he's going to sell. I think he called it a farm, didn't he? He's going to sell the farm, selling the house. I'm assuming that's the house down in Florida. He found I guess a company that's building apartments there. I mean, is he going to get involved with building the apartments, or is he's selling to leave. I don't know. I don't really keep up with it, but I did catch a snippet somewhere that he's going to sell the house or the farm. I think he called it a farm. So I didn't know if he was like, okay, I won. I showed y'all. I'm selling. I'm going back home, because he's from somewhere else. I don't know where. You guys probably know. Like you're saying, yeah and yes to what he's going to build the apartments. I don't know if I would build apartments in a. Okay, so he's selling the land and somebody wants to build apartments on it. Yeah, I don't know that I would build apartments in a town that only has about 150 people. You know, not unless it's a really might be an opportunity there for a low income Section 8 type thing. Maybe. I don't know. He has 72 acres there where he's having all this trouble. He has 72 acres there. Wow. I had no idea. Like, I don't really keep up with it. That's a pretty good chunk. Yeah. Well, he could put in a couple of Dollar Generals with that much room. Okay. Oh, they have bad water too? Wow. I thought I saw, I can't remember all the channels. The lady that was the mayor or something. Madam Mayor. I think I saw something where they were talking about the water. They went to a meeting and the water was an issue on there or something. I don't know. So I pick up bits and pieces. I don't sit and watch all these videos and really enough to know exactly what's going on, but I pick up, little bits and pieces. Bad water. That just, man. And look, there's a lot of channels out there covering everything that's going on in that little place. And, it's only about 150 people in the town. I guess half of them have YouTube channels because it's a lot of them talking about what's going on there in that little place. If I was from there, I wouldn't even tell people. I'm from Florida. I wouldn't tell them I'm from that little town. Too much drama. The county's doing the water. If it's that rural, I think I'd want to have my own well. I've got my own well where I'm at. And the county has come out here and they wanted to put up a big water tower and dig this big well and then pipe it to everybody. The same water that we're already tapped into. But I'm getting pure water. There's not chlorine in it, none of that junk. I don't trust the government and what all they put in water. They say it's for our benefit, but I drink it straight out of the ground. It's coming from about 180 foot down. And I don't put any chemicals in it. And I like it to stay that way. So the groundwater is contaminated. If they dig a well, that water's bad. That's messed up. Yeah, that's messed up. All right, y'all. Look, I've been on here for 2 hours. I'm out of things to talk about. I've enjoyed it. I'm going to share this one more time. So Dara Chat will be going live on Rumble and YouTube, but I think he would prefer you catch him on Rumble, but if you're on YouTube, catch him there. He'll be going live, should be going live now. So if y'all want to jump over there and tell him that y'all been here and that we sent you, say hello. That would be great. And if you're not into whatever they're talking about, because I have no idea, he's, again, he's a younger guy and they talk a lot about programming and gaming and helping Rumble and all that stuff. But yeah, jump over and say hello. And if you're not into what he's talking about, that's all you have to do. Just move on. I've enjoyed tonight, had fun. We will go live again next Thursday night about this time, around 6 o'clock, and we'll have the same format. We'll chat for a little while. We'll talk about a topic that's in the news. We'll share somebody else's channel and what they're doing, and, kind of the same format we did tonight. Good night, everybody. And see y'all in the morning, those of you that come watch the bird feeder. We'll see you there.